For years, the public has known that Daystar TV president Joni Lamb lives a life of great wealth and luxury. But last month, the Trinity Foundation reported that Lamb owns 6 residential properties in 3 states.
This revelation will overturn everything you believed about one of Christianity's most powerful broadcasting dynasties. For years, the general public watched as an influential evangelical media mogul accumulated immense riches and ecclesiastical authority. Yet last month, an independent investigative body disclosed something that fundamentally altered the narrative. Joni Lamb, chief executive of a major Christian broadcasting network, possessed multiple residential properties dispersed across several geographic regions. Properties whose acquisition methods triggered profound skepticism. Her flagship residence appeared beyond reproach from the exterior, however, concealed within those fortified walls. Government authorities uncovered evidence that stunned even experienced observers. What precisely was discovered? Joni Lamb had achieved household recognition within evangelical communities. She stood recognized as a televangelist personality, published author, and prominent spiritual ministry administrator. Throughout her career, she publicly articulated messages about faith, familial values, and spiritual maturation. She co-founded one of North America's most expansive Christian television enterprises and emerged as one of contemporary Christianity's most recognizable female personalities. Her admirers revered her as an authoritative voice throughout the faith landscape. Yet everything shifted when serious allegations surfaced. Federal enforcement officials allegedly appeared at her estate during late evening hours. The ordinarily peaceful residential neighborhood became illuminated by government vehicles and emergency lighting apparatus. Adjacent property owners reportedly witnessed blue and red illumination surrounding the compound's protective perimeter. The sudden appearance of federal law enforcement triggered instantaneous nationwide speculation. For what reason had authorities arrived? What investigation justified this action? Initial coverage suggested the examination involved financial stewardship, philanthropic fund administration, and accounting documentation. Certain analysts theorized the inquiry focused on charitable contribution management protocols. Others hypothesized a substantially more complex investigation operated beneath the surface. Federal agents allegedly commenced systematic examination throughout the multi-level residence. The property reportedly showcased premium furnishings, gallery-caliber paintings, luxury decor, and abundant manifestations of considerable financial accumulation. Yet investigators apparently disregarded decorative acquisitions. Their apparent concentration focused on paperwork, accounting files, concealed materials, and investigative evidence. Their specific objectives remained unexplained until an astonishing discovery transpired. Investigators allegedly encountered a fortified entryway positioned within a secluded area of the residence. This particular entrance demonstrated pronounced distinction from conventional doorways throughout the property. It seemed fortified, camouflaged, and outfitted with sophisticated security technology. Investigators worked diligently to access the sealed entrance. Upon finally breaching the protective barrier, they encountered an undisclosed chamber. Inside this hidden sanctuary stood multiple storage cabinets. Every cabinet bore specific identifying marks and featured individual locking systems. A considerable safe equipped with electronic authentication dominated the compartment. Documentation reportedly carpeted a substantial oak desk. Certain materials appeared to contain financial particulars and contractual documentation. Additional papers allegedly displayed the names or signatures of notable spiritual and governmental personalities. Concealed information can demolish public confidence overnight. Investigators allegedly conducted exhaustive examination of the chamber. They recorded documentation, noted discoveries, and secured relevant materials. Throughout the investigation, investigators redirected attention toward ministry donation collection strategies. The residence had apparently served as venue for major ministry gatherings where personnel processed incoming communications from believers requesting spiritual intercession or expressing philanthropic intent. Throughout peak operational periods, numerous staff members simultaneously fielded incoming communications. A previous staff member recounted a distressing incident. She remembered receiving a distraught communication from an older woman experiencing devastating monetary hardship. The woman reportedly bore substantial financial obligations and retained minimal financial reserves. Nevertheless, she expressed determination to contribute financially to the ministry anyway. She apparently believed that dispensing $1,000 would unlock proportionally larger monetary prosperity subsequently. The woman intended to fund this transfer via credit card debt. The staff member processed the contribution, yet subsequently experienced profound psychological turmoil. She felt deep anguish accepting resources from someone already experiencing severe economic suffering. That singular experience prompted her to interrogate the organization's entire philanthropic solicitation structure. Upon becoming public, investigators' discoveries generated significant societal discourse regarding Joni Lamb. Public examination intensified regarding her background, economic dealings, organizational administration, and spiritual standing. Her proponents highlighted extensive ministry contributions and authentic spiritual service. Her detractors amplified mounting allegations, demanding comprehensive public clarification. The examination allegedly persisted for numerous consecutive hours. Upon completion, authorities had allegedly filled numerous containers with seized materials. They subsequently vacated the premises, providing minimal public communications regarding findings. If federal investigators had genuinely encountered hidden financial documentation, what remaining secrets remained concealed within those barriers? Let us examine deeper. Authorities allegedly detected supplementary concealed compartments within Joni Lamb's residence as examination intensified. One of the most remarkable findings concerned a hidden chamber accessible via an elaborate bookshelf. Initially, the bookshelf constituted an unremarkable study furnishing. Yet upon examination, investigators allegedly identified a hidden access mechanism behind it. Operating this mechanism revealed another interior chamber. This room appeared abandoned and untouched for extended durations. Nevertheless, its inventory suggested previous application as a secure information repository. Shelves held numerous locked containers. Certain reportedly housed deteriorated documents, while others contained mysterious video materials. A substantial work surface dominated the compartment's center. Its drawers reportedly held handwritten notes, intimate communications, and individual correspondences. Certain documents bore signatures, while others remained anonymous. The most sensational disclosure involved a collection of magnetic videocassettes contained within one compact receptacle. Every cassette allegedly bore inscribed dates and personal identifications. What existed on these recordings? Who had originated them? Speculation intensified. Some secrets, once discovered, cannot remain concealed again. Coverage additionally documented a hidden area within the foundation level. Allegedly within, investigators discovered historical religious articles, ancient manuscript fragments, and archival paperwork of ambiguous provenance. Specific texts allegedly encompassed unconventional theological interpretations. Supplementary materials supposedly contained encrypted notations resisting straightforward decryption. Investigators allegedly discovered yet another substantial secure container necessitating prolonged technical intervention for access. Upon successful opening, coverage claimed it encompassed sizable quantities of currency. This cache allegedly created substantial challenges regarding monetary origin verification. Supplementary video materials and manuscript correspondence were purportedly recovered. Certain missives displayed abbreviated signatures merely, potentially corresponding to prominent personalities, though authoritative substantiation never emerged. Beyond the residence walls, journalists and interested observers remained stationed. The investigative narrative circulated extensively via television broadcasting, internet information platforms, and digital social networks. Community theorizing proliferated as participants manufactured competing explanations about investigative implications. Certain theorized the matter encompassed concealed monetary arrangements, Others hypothesized potential involvement of eminent spiritual personalities, business entities, or governmental structures. An emerging explanation recommended investigators had obtained a leather-bound logbook contained within a protective enclosure. This volume allegedly cataloged a comprehensive roster of individual identities. Certain theorized the inventory documented monetary contributors and commercial collaborators. Others hypothesized it embodied documentation of undisclosed associations among prominent parties. The volume's genuine objective continued unconfirmed and extensively theorized. Reporting indicated investigators encountered electronic monitoring apparatus, encrypted computational systems, and preserved security documentation. Certain observers hypothesized such systems had supervised confidential discussions happening within the residence. Conversely, some postulated Joni might have been autonomously compiling protective documentation. Particular adherents asserted that well-positioned opponents orchestrated a calculated reputational campaign. Throughout the developing narrative, Joni herself described organizational disagreement. She documented tensions involving numerous ministry associates and administrative staff. The conflict reportedly originated subsequent to a follower communication selection throughout broadcast operations. A particular female administrator reportedly experienced emotional disruption and abandoned the production environment. A male collaborator subsequently communicated uneasiness regarding assignment specifications. Joni purportedly responded by communicating she favored specific personnel abstaining from that precise episode when declining the assignment. The friction intensified and provoked substantial interpersonal turbulence. Joni subsequently obtained consultation from established faith-based mentors regarding suitable approaches. She communicated contacting multiple respected pastoral personalities and consulting with confidants. These advisors purportedly recommended maintaining authoritative leadership and protecting organizational command. Throughout intensifying dispute, Joni's constituency exhibited divided perspectives. Certain constituencies championed her vindication and protested persecution. Conversely, many sustained that unresolved concerns demanded comprehensive community reaction. Verified official documentation substantiating the purported discoveries lacks public availability unless corroborating evidence surfaces. Presently, assertions persist as allegations, unverified claims, and unresolved inquiries rather than confirmed conclusions. Could residential acquisitions, conjugal history, and monetary allocation practices illuminate concealed complexities underlying these outstanding inquiries? Unexpected revelations approach. Following her initial spouse's passing, Joni subsequently committed to Doug Weiss, a certified psychologist and relational expert. Their conjugal arrangement became subject to community examination regarding romantic dynamics, ecclesiastical finances, familial circumstances, and a prominent property reorganization transpiring preceding Joni's demise. One particularly significant inquiry emanated from paperwork Joni executed in spring 2026. This legal instrument comprised a property transfer document. It addressed a residential beachfront property situated throughout coastal Florida territory. Joni and Doug had collectively procured the real estate throughout autumn 2023 for approximately 2.9 million monetary units. Fundamentally, both personalities maintained legal ownership participation. However, subsequent legal paperwork completely restructured ownership conditions. Joni repositioned the beachfront residence throughout her exclusive revocable trust arrangement. The trust bore exclusively her designation and excluded Doug from participatory interest. Available coverage indicated Doug's authorized connection to the property underwent elimination. This reorganization occurred roughly 8 weeks preceding Joni's subsequent expiration. This action precipitated substantial community inquiry because transparent justifications were never supplied. Certain commentators theorized Joni attempted securing the property exclusively for her biological descendants. Conversely, observers theorized she engaged in routine estate organization preceding foreseeable mortality. Zero verifiable information illuminated her motivations. The fundamental reasoning persisted confidential. Doug Weiss maintains professional credentials as a doctoral-level psychologist, literary author, and relational therapeutic specialist functioning throughout Colorado. He has constructed professional recognition supporting persons experiencing matrimonial complications. His specialization encompasses managing infidelity situations, compromised confidence circumstances, addiction-related problems, sexual dysfunction, and emotional deterioration. He launched a therapeutic enterprise designated Heart-to-Heart Solutions, delivering couples intervention, addressing serious matrimonial dysfunction. Restored trust requires years of consistent, transparent conduct. Doug generated numerous publications exploring marital reconstruction, psychological restoration, and relational healing. Previous to establishing romantic involvement with Joni, he participated in repeated broadcasts via her network. Throughout these appearances, he addressed marriage protection, assurance restoration, and emotional rehabilitation, addressing relationship trauma. Considerable audiences regarded him as an expert comprehending widespread relational challenges. Yet complications surfaced regarding the chronological sequence of Doug's individual matrimonial dissolution. Joni's initial spouse expired November 30th, 2021. Doug submitted dissolution documentation regarding his matrimonial connection January 27th, 2022. The chronological correlation grew increasingly conspicuous subsequent to Doug and Joni commencing romantic involvement and consequently marrying. Furthermore, several earlier female clientele advanced concerning explanations regarding Doug's restorative professional practice. 7 women reportedly communicated with investigative researcher Julie Roy. Particular women had acquired therapeutic intervention because their spouses engaged in extramarital conduct or experienced severe matrimonial deterioration. They anticipated acquiring guidance from a specialist supposedly bearing authentic comprehension regarding conjugal trustworthiness. Certain subsequently expressed disappointment upon recognizing Doug maintained divorced status whilst delivering therapeutic intervention to married couples. Others communicated experiencing therapeutic sessions, feeling progressively disoriented and embarrassed. These experiential recounts neither substantiate misconduct nor demonstrate criminality. Yet, they precipitate inquiry regarding transparency and professional integrity. A supplementary matter encompassed the television organization's executive aircraft. Travel documentation apparently showed that the aircraft executed multiple journeys among Fort Worth, Texas, and Colorado Springs, where Doug maintained professional and residential operations. Commencing October 2022, the aircraft reportedly executed 24 reciprocal trips to Colorado Springs. It equally completed 13 reciprocal journeys to coastal Florida, proximate to property acquisition territory. Joni Lamb's concealed real estate holdings, kinship remuneration, and monetary questions. Joni Lamb's monetary arrangements and real estate portfolio have produced substantial questioning. One of the most prominent discoveries encompassed a residential building throughout Grapevine, Texas. Throughout extended periods, observers theorized Joni Lamb maintained associations to a specific quantity of residences. However, thorough examination uncovered supplementary residential property absent from conventional investigation methodologies. The residence was allegedly procured by Joni and her deceased partner Marcus Lamb throughout 1991. This occurred preceding the Christian Broadcasting Organization's transformation into the massive ecclesiastical media establishment later recognized. The property continued demonstrating associations to Joni Lamb throughout subsequent years, yet acquiring particulars demonstrated difficulty. Regional government documentation apparently employed unconventional recording methodologies. Consequently, typical investigative procedures struggled identifying associations. Verification remains absent that Joni independently adjusted or obscured the governmental records. The documentation merely indicated that comprehensive investigation successfully localized the property connection. The findings supplemented the residential inventory connected to her. It concurrently prompted questioning regarding transparency of property associations. Reporting additionally concentrated upon residences procured following Marcus Lamb's passing throughout 2021. Certain residences allegedly received complete monetary disbursement. Whilst technically permissible, the acquisitions attracted consideration because the organization maintains donor-reliant structure, motivating questions among specific constituencies regarding monetary guardianship and preference allocation. The documentation failed, demonstrating that philanthropic contributions financed property acquisitions. Yet people questioned monetary origins given unavailable comprehensive accounting disclosure. A supplementary matter encompassed a stated $50 million monetary contribution connected to a financial organization and cryptocurrency sector interruption. The ecclesiastical establishment apparently engaged litigation regarding the monetary amounts. The reporting omitted demonstrating that contribution allocations financed property investments. Nevertheless, constituencies questioned monetary beginnings because comprehensive monetary disclosure remained inaccessible to audiences. Supplementary matters encompassed alleged $50 million monetary amount connected to international banking establishment and contemporary cryptocurrency difficulties. The spiritual organization supposedly became engaged in judicial proceedings concerning monetary amounts. The documentation failed, establishing that contribution allocations underwrote residential purchases. Yet observers questioned monetary sources because comprehensive financial records remained unavailable publicly. A supplementary concern encompassed a reputed $50 million connected with cryptocurrency difficulties and banking complications. The ecclesiastical organization reportedly participated in legal proceedings concerning these monetary amounts. Significant inquiries remained. Did the organization exclusively maintain the insurance arrangement, or did Marcus and Joni participate? Precisely who financed premiums? Should ecclesiastical finances underwrote the arrangement and subsequently facilitated property acquisition, that would generate serious examination. However, accessible documentation failed supplying transparent resolution. Yet another important dimension encompassed Janet Hawkins, a former television organization marketing executive. Subsequent to Marcus Lamb's infidelity disclosure, the television organization charged Hawkins with coercion attempts. She contested these accusations. Subsequently, she commenced litigation claiming she experienced serious psychological suffering resulting from organizational mistreatment. The litigation subsequently underwent dismissal, and supplementary associated proceedings underwent abandonment. However, the judicial procedure facilitated monetary documentation circulation. The Trinity Foundation effectively obtained authorization accessing documentation previously kept confidential. Those materials demonstrated that Marcus and Joni Lamb obtained roughly 1.67 million monetary units throughout clergy housing accommodations among 2002 and 2011. This compensation existed independently of their standard salaries. Inquiry emerged because the couples had currently obtained their principal residence yet persisted acquiring the accommodation. The documentation failed, asserting the monetary transfers violated legal requirements. It merely precipitated questioning regarding financial application. An additional analysis demonstrated remunerations concerning multiple Lamb relations. Joni's documented recompense rose approximately 436,750 monetary units throughout 2021 to exceeding 1 million units throughout 2022. Supplementary relatives concurrently acquired six-figure remunerations. Rachel Lamb Brown anticipated obtaining 200,000 monetary units, whereas her partner Joshua Brown anticipated obtaining 125,000. Rebecca Lamb apparently obtained 100,000 monetary units, whereas her partner Jonathan Weiss apparently obtained 185,000. Personnel recompensation inside familial organizations demonstrates lawfulness. However, communities questioned whether compensation allocations maintained equity and whether constituencies possessed ample transparency regarding monetary distribution. An additional substantial concern encompassed reported 25 million monetary amounts connected with banking difficulties and cryptocurrency sector deterioration. The spiritual organization purportedly participated in proceedings regarding these monetary sums. Documentation indicated the monetary amounts associated with banking and lending procedures involving cryptocurrency undertakings. Ultimately, approximations concerning Joni Lamb's monetary worth demonstrated remarkable variation. Certain digital platforms approximated her monetary worth somewhere between 1 million and 5 million monetary units, whereas supplementary platforms approximated 16 million, 40 million, or elevated quantities. One approximation positioned her monetary worth proximate to 41 million monetary units, considering residential asset valuations. However, none presented authoritative substantiation. What perspectives do you maintain regarding the theories encompassing the Lamb relatives? Share your interpretations throughout the communications portion underneath. Gratitude for engaging. Should you experienced entertainment through this investigation concerning Joni Lamb's residential holdings, kinship remunerations, and monetary uncertainties, kindly transmit appreciation through pressing the engagement button and subscribe to Crime Brief for supplementary investigation and comprehensive narratives.